In our book, VIP, we have tried to change the common acronym VIP from meaning very important person to very influential person. After all, that's what we're really about, isn't it? Influence. That's what I'm trying to do, is be an influence through these devotionals in my home, here at the office. I know you're wanting to influence your children or those in your sphere of influence. Being a very influential person is what ought to be the life goal of all of us. That word coming from those two Latin words, in and flow, meaning that we live our lives in such a fashion that, like a river with creeks and streams that move into it and are carried away in its flow, others who come in contact with us might also be carried up in its flow. And so there are three things that go about being a person of influence, a VIP. People of influence know where they're going, they know who they are, and they know why they're here. Let's talk a little bit about the fact that people of influence know where they're going. I don't know about you, but I've been influenced over the course of my life by people who had vision, who knew where they were going. That's why the V in VIP ought to stand for vision, because people of influence know where they're going. An artist who goes to the canvas before they ever stroke with the brush upon the canvas, they have an image, a vision of what that picture is going to be. The coach has a game plan before he goes into the game. A battle commander has a battle plan. Vision is vital in our lives. So where do you get vision? How can you, no matter who you are, what you do, how can you have a vision for your life and for your family and where you are? Well, vision is just like the birth of a baby. It goes through the same stages that any of us have gone through who have birthed and grown a child into maturity. The first stage, it's conception. That's when the seed of man and the egg of woman come together, and that tiny speck of protoplasm, unseen to the naked eye, has all the intricacies of a nervous system, a respiratory system, a circulatory system, a digestive system, a nervous system, all there. It begins in conception, life does. And so it is with a vision. It's conceived when you're alone with God, and He plants that vision in your heart, not of what you are now, but of what He wants you to be. Just like Simon Peter, when he first saw him, he said, "You're a little pebble, you'll be a great rock." The second stage is gestation. That's when our wives are gestating the baby. And for weeks, you can't tell anything. Then she begins to show that something's growing. That's the way it is with a vision. You get a vision conceived of God, it begins to grow in you, and you don't get it out and tell everybody. The reason a lot of people's visions in churches and businesses are stillborn is because they just get them out before they ever gestate them. You got to pray about it and meditate on it, contemplate on it, think about it. And then comes the next stage, birth, when it's out. You let the world know. And then comes the fourth stage, which is one of the most beautiful words in all the English language, adoption. That's when somebody who hasn't conceived or gestated or birthed a baby adopts it, takes their name. By all legal rights, it's theirs, and that baby becomes theirs. And that's how it is in a vision, when other people then adopt the vision God has given you. Then comes the stage of growth. If you ever raised a kid, it costs a lot of money, it costs a lot of time. That's the way it is with a vision. We have to expend our energy and time and effort when it's growing. Then it reaches maturity. We walk that girl down the aisle and put her hand in the hand of the young man that's won her heart, like I did twice with my daughters. And it comes to maturity. That's the dangerous stage, because a lot of people have never dreamed again because everything they visioned came to fruition. So there's one other stage, and that's reproduction. And that's when we take those visions God has given us and begin to see them reproduced in others around us. The wisest man who ever lived, Solomon, said, "Where there's no vision, the people perish. Where there's no spirit of conquest, the people have no direction in life. They just wander aimlessly like the children of Israel did in the wilderness." But vision is vital to life. And if you're going to be a person of influence, you've got to not just know who you are and why you're here, but you've got to know where you're going. Vision is vital.